You're listening to Indie Gospel Radio, and it's time now for In the Spotlight. And our special guest this evening is John Lord, and he runs One Lord Productions, is a recording studio, and he does video production, also web design, and he's a Christian recording artist, and I really enjoy some of his work. And welcome to the show, John.
Well, thank you, Rich. It's always nice to be recognized by your peers. I really enjoy the indie gospel and all the artists that are identified with it. I really enjoy the creativity.
Yeah, it is a nice community, creative community, and I remember a few years back we met, and I was just about at the end of my rope. I needed a vacation. I've been slugging away at it for so long, and you kind of stepped in and held down the fort for a little while, and I really appreciated that. But I want to get down to what you're doing nowadays, because we kind of lost touch. And I know you have the One Lord Productions going. So how's that going for you?
Well, it's continuing. We started approximately 1992, just helping a few other friends record some music, and kind of blossomed from there into doing different things involved with media for different ministries. And we gathered more equipment as time went on and kind of expanded into what we do today. Actually, what we do today is less than what we had done in former years. I think we're just trying to hone it down, become a sharper instrument for the Lord, and listen a little closer. I got involved in things over the years that I ultimately wish I had not gotten involved in, but I think any servant that's out there in the Christian community that's willing to give and help and serve and do, sometimes they get caught up in things. You don't always go to the Lord and get the answers. You kind of jump out there on your own. And so I've had a few spankings here and there, but I wouldn't trade the experiences for anything. I've learned a lot. I've made a lot of friends. We've worked with over 30 ministries worldwide in different capacities.
Yeah, you spent 13 years in urban missionaries in Oklahoma City area. Is that right?
That's correct. My wife and I moved from the Dallas-Fort Worth area to Oklahoma City. Initially, it was just to help out my sister, who was trying to start her own homeless mission, and we had to go to work and make money to eat, and went to work for a construction company that went bust, and it was right at the beginning of the savings and loan bust, and so we went under as a little Christian construction company and had to seek out help. And the Lord is so cool. He puts things together in a way sometimes you don't know what's happening, but you just end up getting blessed anyway. And we met the two founders of the Jesus House in Oklahoma City, and quickly went on board as volunteers, and then finally became full-time staff. And we turned around one day, and we've been there 13 years.
Wow. One thing I really enjoy about your ministry is your songwriting and your performing. And I know you do your own recording with your studio. But tell me a little bit about this song, Wanna Know You Better. Where did that come from? How did it come into being?
That's pretty easy. From time to time, I'm probably not unlike other Christians. You want to get closer to the Lord. You don't feel like you're close enough, or you've stepped away from the Lord, either a short distance or a long distance, and you find yourself seeking closer contact with the Lord, with the Holy Spirit, and with the presence of the Lord. And when I was given that song, it was at a time in my life when I knew that I really needed to have closer contact and become a wiser, more mature, more efficient Christian. And that's where that song, strangely enough, songs like that come so quickly I probably wrote that song in probably 15 or 20 minutes, and where other songs take me several days up to several weeks to complete.
Yeah, I find that myself when I write songs. I can be months or even years without any inspiration, and then when it strikes, it's like you've got the song sketched out in 5 minutes and mostly done in 10 or 15, and you might tweak it a bit here and there after that, but really the song just falls into your lap all at once. And many songwriters have expressed the same thing to me. They put it in different words, but it's just the way inspiration works, I believe. But
yeah, I'm basically the same way. I can just generally tell that the Lord is giving me a song because it's 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I wake up from a sound sleep with the first 2 lines or the first couple of lines of the chorus or the idea of the song, or even sometimes just the chords to the song. But other songs, especially the songs that my wife Diana writes, we're co-writers together. We've written over 500 songs to date. But she'll get words, and it just seems almost immediately I have a tune for those words, or I get a tune, and almost immediately she's got words for the tune. So I just feel that it's inspiration. It's a gift that God gives us, and He blesses us with that particular gift, and the responsibility of owning that song and producing the song and putting it out there for people to hear so they can get a blessing or even get saved.
now with this song, did you do all the recording and production work yourself, or did you farm that out to somebody else? Or
No, I seldom have anybody else on one of my recordings, and I do that to try to be expeditious. I think I'm going to be using more people in the future just because I think I need to, and I've kind of settled into a place where I'm comfortable. But normally, if I'm doing a song, I have to do it quickly because I don't have very good memory, and I have to do it and get it down and record it, and so it has a record of the material, or I lose it, I forget. So that's been an issue with me as a writer. I've written several books and thousands of poems and hundreds of commercials, and if I don't have the material in front of me, I really don't recall it very well. My memory from my past drug use in my youth, that's what I tell people is, I'm a living example of what not to do in a lot of areas. But that's one of the problems that I have to be accountable for and to is my past, and so that's a detriment to me in songwriting. I have to get it down quickly or it's gone.
well, I did the prodigal son thing myself when I was younger, and so I know where you're coming from. I had no idea you wrote 500 songs. That's quite a bit, and I'd like to get back to the books after we play this song. But I just want people to know, like, I used to listen to this song on indie gospel radio, and I never really paid attention to who the songwriter was. And I know James Banfield used to pick out my top 20 list because I was too busy to really get into that part of it, because I'm always doing the technical things in the background. But every now and then I'd hear this song and I'd say, I'd really dig that song. And I was shocked one day to find out that was John Lord. So I want to put on that song and let the folks have a little taste of your style. And this is one called, there's one called Wanna Know You Better by John Lord.
thunder out there. Clouds are steady rolling in, but I don't really care. I wonder what you're doing, sure would like to share. A minute or two of your time would do. I'm sitting right here, you see. I'd just like to know you better, Lord. I'd just like to know what you think. It would really be cool to see your face. Give me a smile and a wink. Raindrops keep falling, kinda noisy out there. One thing's for sure, I like it better in here. Sometimes I get to thinking every time I'm alone. Sure would be nice if I could just call you on the phone. I just wanna know you better, Lord. I just wanna know how you feel. I just wanna know what you want me to do, and be in the center of your will. In the center. Well, the shower's finally over. There's blue skies in town. Kinda feel like dancing knowing you are around. Like to ask a favor, something easy for you. Could you stick around a little longer, Lord? I'd like hanging out with you. I just wanna know you better, Lord. I really like it when you're near. I know I got a lot of other things to do, but I like it best when I'm right here with you. Sitting by the window, hear a little thunder out there. Clouds are steady rolling in, but I don't really care.
And that was John Lord, Want to Know You Better. And we have John Lord on the line now. This is the In the Spotlight Show. I'm your host, Ken Rich. And John, we were just discussing there in the background, you are an author, your wife is an author of books. And tell us about your wife, Diana's children's stories, The Great Forest and The Prayer Bear and all that stuff.
Well, a number of years ago, my wife was given the gift of these stories, and it's pretty complicated, but I'll give you a quick synopsis of how it works. The central character is Prayer Bear, and Prayer Bear lives in the Great Forest, and he is surrounded by a cast of characters, about 42, 45 characters altogether, and their names indicate their personality, like Humble Hippo and Temperance Turtle and Liar Lizard and his cousin Lazy and Gossipy Goose and her husband Gander and Helpful Heron. He flies around over the Great Forest. He's the community security. He watches out over the Great Forest and reports back to Prayer Bear, and we have Reverend Rabbit. And so all these characters' stories are written about life circumstances and things that happen in life, and so the children can learn a lesson about lying or cheating or getting lost and being found and about prayer and different significant things that have to do with life. The stories are written about these subjects, and we use the characters as it goes. We've written the background music for the CDs that we produced, and we have about 10 or 15 different people that help us with the character voices. So it's quite a production when you get right down to producing one of the stories.
So are these stories out on the market now? Can people find them at Amazon or one of these places?
No. Strangely enough, we haven't put that part of the package together. We've put them out to several people. We'd be interested in anyone that's interested in having some of the stories. They can get in touch with me via the website of onelordproductions.com. I'll be glad to visit with them about the stories and some of the production that's involved. So it's that's kind of we had hopes of putting that together formally into a complete package, but that we're not complete with that just yet.
Now, onelordproductions.com, that's your website and the face of your recording studio and so on. You are into recording and graphic design, web design, ghostwriting, consulting, press releases, and what all are you up to nowadays in all of that? You say you're winding it down a little bit from where it was, but what are you still open to doing for people if somebody wants some production work done?
Well, it's piece by piece, and I'm trying to hear the Lord and just do what He wants us to do. I mean, there's a lot of people that I had said earlier, there's a lot of people we've done work for that I wish I had not done work for them, simply because it wasn't of the Lord. And so we're trying to be more obedient and go on a case-by-case basis. We publish books and we do artwork. I'm working with the church right now to do a sign for them that goes on their wall. I've hung some video screens in their church. I've done installations. I've done consulting, and it's just, the Lord is so diverse. There's so many things you can do. A lot of people think that to be a Christian is dull and boring, and you have to this and you have to do that. But that's not the case. The Lord is so diverse and so exciting to work for. There's no telling what He'll have you doing. If you're obedient, you listen to the Lord, then He'll direct your path, and He'll take you along an adventure that you'll never be sorry that you joined with Him to do.
Yeah, that's the truth. People are afraid to give up some of the things they're into now, and they're afraid that Christianity is boring or it's geeky or something like that. But, some of the toughest guys are Christians. You look at some of these bikers that turn their life around.
You're exactly right, Rich.
Yeah.
That's what I admire about indie gospel is the stand that you and people like Brother Perez have taken, and to show that Christianity is exciting. It's not boring. And if these people would, as Joyce Meyer says, if some of these people just get over themselves and let the Lord have His way in their life, they would be on an adventure that they would be so excited to do every day and be glad to get up and go do it. That's what Christianity is. It's not boring.
Yeah, I mean, Ray Perez, he's got the top song on Indie Gospel this month, and it's a song called Sonny. It's actually written for Sonny Berger, the founder of the Hells Angels. And, it's got his personal stamp of approval, if you can imagine that. And that kind of shocked me when I first learned of it, that, somebody so well known and so notorious in the biker world would give his approval to a gospel song about him. it's just amazing to me. And it's amazing that Ray can go around to these places like Daytona and Sturgis and witness to the leaders of the largest biker clubs on the planet. And
well, that's true. Look at Saul. He was going around killing Christians, and the Lord got him on the road to Damascus and opened his eyes by blinding him, and he learned of what real faith in God and belief in God's all about. So I admire. I've been to a lot of prisons and a lot of missions. I admire Brother Perez for what he does. I think it's outstanding. But these people that get saved, like Nicky Cruz up in New York, and they're tough people. They're tough, and they make a good example for the ones that need to come into the fold, along with those people that are in suburbia that have the necktie and the Lexus and go to work. There's God's not partial as to who He wants for His children. We're all His children.
Yeah, Ray has a line in one of his songs, from the crack house to the White House. He's looking for everybody. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Well, listen, I want to put on...
in the White House right now.
Yeah. I want to put on another one of your songs here, Only a Moment. Can you tell us a little bit about that one before it goes on the air?
Well, Only a Moment is a lot newer song, and it's one of the new ones coming. It has kind of a crossover sound to it, and the way that was written was how quickly that things can change in a person's life, either good or bad. But I would prefer that a person makes the changes and they go the good way, that they go with Jesus. And so that's where that song got the meaning of only a moment. You can see how your life can change. So that's what that song's about.
Cool. Well, without further ado, here is Only a Moment by John Lord.
Lost and alone, looking for a home, needing rescue from the place I'm in. Darkness and fear, the shame has found me here. It tries to hold me in this pit of sin. Only a moment, that's all it takes to change a heart that's made all of those mistakes. Only a moment to find that resting place where you can see Jesus face to face. Shepherd boy tends his sheep, kills a lion and a bear. Now who would have thought that the giant that he fought could be vanquished so easily? Only a moment, that's all it takes to change a heart that's made all of those mistakes. Only a moment to find that resting place where you can see Jesus face to face. Sometimes in a moment your whole world can change. Things get turned around and somehow rearranged. Life is like a vapor that so quickly goes away, but it only takes a moment to pray. Now if you're lost and alone, looking for a home, needing the rescue from that place you're in, the darkness and the fear the shame that becomes clear tries to hold you in some pit of sin. Only a moment, that's all it takes to change a heart that's made all of those mistakes. Only a moment to find that resting place where you can see Jesus face to face. Only a moment, that's all it takes to change a heart that's made all of those mistakes. Only a moment to find that resting place where you can see Jesus face to face.
And that was Only a Moment by John Lord. And we have John on the line now on In the Spotlight. And John, I remember a few years ago when you were helping me with the website, and I was kind of burned out at the time and needed a break. One of the projects that landed on my doorstep was I met a man named Robert, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name.
Ugende.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
From rural Uganda, and he had an organization called Owendo, or it stands for Orphans, Widows, Elderly, Needy Development Organization. Yeah. And so you volunteered to help design their website, and did a marvelous job, and it was a lot of work, and thank you so much for that. So tell us.
That was a total pleasure. Just getting to meet Robert, and then eventually when he married Harriet, it was and still is an honor to learn about a man that's willing to give his entire life into his community the way that Robert does. I really hope that in the future that more people will get informed about Owendo and Robert and Harriet Ugende. They are marvelous people and dedicated. They've just recently started a daycare for children, and they're taking care of some very young people, and they need a lot of help. If we can do anything through the indie gospel community, I really suggest that they are the ones that we help.
Yes, and they have a website, owendo.org, and that's spelled OWENDO.org. And
right.
Check them out. They have. We did a clean water project there a few years back, and that took in about $2,000 of work. To bring clean water to a village, and still in that area, there's places there where kids are basically drinking out of mud puddles to get their water. And
right.
They carry it home in jerry cans, and it's parasites, and it's a very bad business. They really do need some help. So owendo.org if you can, and we're out of time, yeah. John. I just want to tell people once again about your website. You have an album out. It's called Not By Sight. 12 songs on it, and it's on your website, onelordproductions.com. Is it?
That's the .com, yes.
Yeah, onelordproductions.com, and please drop by that site and check out John's music. We're going to put on one more song just after we sign out here, and I'm going to have to let you go, John, because we're out of time.
All right. Thank you.
Well, God bless you, and thanks for being on the show, and come back again. Love to have you on.
Thank you for having me, Rich. God bless you, buddy.
Okay. Bye-bye. So that was John Lord from onelordproductions.com. And we are going to play one more song. It's called Spirit Wind by John Lord.